Hello everyone, I have got a craft project on the go today. I'm finishing a miniature house. It's the Garden House DIY kit, and I started this back in April and we're now in July, and it's been sitting out. I haven't finished it yet because, to be honest, I really wasn't enjoying doing this one. I've done loads of miniature kits, but I wasn't happy with this one because it's more slotting pieces together rather than making things. And these pieces of wood are so flimsy. Goodness, I sound like I'm complaining straight away, but I was just getting straight to the point. This particular kit, as much as it's beautiful, which it looks like it's beautiful, and it's musical and it lights up, which is fantastic. But what I was going to say is that these bits of wood are quite flimsy, and I've had to glue them back together multiple times, and I wasn't particularly enjoying this kit. But I'm going to finish it today because it's been sitting out on the side for all of those months from April to July, and I think it deserves to be completed and put with the other miniature house kits. I'm going to be filming a tour as well, actually, of all the little kits that I've done, because I've got quite a few, and I thought I'd do a full detailed video of them all and just do a run through of things that I liked about them and didn't like, and things that I messed up, like mistakes and everything, just like an honest review kind of thing. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for that. But I thought I'd do this today and time lapse bits and bobs. I could show you some little bits that I've made already. This kit, I don't think the proportions are right. I must sound like I'm complaining again. But I don't think they're to scale properly, whereas the other kits seem to be all right. This one seems to be a bit thrown together. But for example, this is a little lavender plant, and this is a rocking chair, so it doesn't seem to be in proportion, but nevertheless the things are still quite cute and pretty. So this is a little chair, and then this is like a little plant stand thing. It's 32 degrees in the house today and it's so hot and humid, and I just switched the fan off so that it's not really noisy for you. But this is a little plant stand as well, with some little bags down the bottom. And then what else can I show you? We've got a little table, and oh yes, this bit, I like this. This is my favourite. This is probably my favourite thing to make. It's a little hanging basket with roses in, and I think that came out quite cute. But basically all I've got left would you like a cup of tea? Basically all I've got left to do, as far as I know, is stick these pieces in, and then just finish like this side, put that on that side kind of thing, if that makes sense. Very, very articulate in the heat, aren't I? And then just finish like the wiring and things like that. Bit of a rookie mistake, I didn't really look at the camera, so you can see my nose at various points on the left hand side, but I do apologise about that. But I basically here was just gluing in all of the bits and pieces and just cutting out the final things and sticking them in. It's quite simple, this kit, to put together. I think this one is suitable for a beginner. It's not like overly complicated, but as I've said, and as I'll say throughout the video, the wood is a bit flimsy and a bit naff, so it's not the best of quality ones. I've just been gluing bits in, and I'll bring it closer so you can see, but it's coming together. I kind of alternate between PVA and this one, depending what I'm making, like what's being glued in, if it's paper or not. And then I've got super glue as well, but I haven't actually used the super glue on this project because I can't get it open. The lid has glued itself and I'm not strong enough to undo it. But yeah, I was going to show you this little cute bit. It's a little vase of roses. Let's see if you can see it, but I'm just about to glue that in, but I thought it was cute. I wanted to show you that bit. Oh dear. I thought I was time-lapsing, sticking all of these little pieces in, but my finger must have had glue on it and it didn't press the button. Sorry about that. But I basically stuck in the little roses. You can see I'm not a professional YouTuber. And then I've just stuck in some bits of furniture and things. But you didn't miss much. It was just sticking that in. I'm going to carry on time-lapsing. But basically what I'm doing next is I have to do the outside greenhouse windows. But just a tip that I've seen, a lot of people, I watched a couple of review videos on this particular kit actually, and they say to peel the film off of this. There's like an extra layer of film on it, and peel it off before you stick it onto the frame. Otherwise you won't be able to get it off, and it's not completely translucent. It's got like a kind of tint to it. But that was the thing that a lot of people were complaining about, that they didn't realise, and then it's kind of not perfectly see-through. But yeah, I'm going to carry on. By the way, have a guess what music I'm listening to, because obviously I've got a time-lapse on so you can't hear the music, but have a guess what I'm listening to while I'm doing this type of craft, and I bet nobody gets it right. But what is everybody listening to nowadays? Like, what is the in thing that's really popular? Because I am not with it. I am completely not up to date with music, but what is everyone enjoying? I did just want to say here, these are the little side windows, and they were quite fiddly to glue on. So I just used some old hair clips. I mean, you'll see them throughout the video, but I just basically repurposed some old hair clips that I don't use anymore to hold them up, because you had to glue the windows on at an angle. They weren't completely flat. It's kind of like they're meant to look like open windows kind of thing. So yeah, they were a bit fiddly, but got there in the end. I've made a mistake. It's okay because it's a learning curve and it doesn't matter. It's just a craft, isn't it? It's no big deal. I was trying to put that on that way, but I've done it the wrong way around. These were meant to be on the inside facing inwards, and so the plastic is meant to be on the inside as well to look like panes of glass. But I stuck it the wrong way, on the wrong side of the wooden frame. So now these will be on the outside instead, which, I mean, it doesn't look that bad. It's just meant to be, it was facing inwards like that. But I mean, it doesn't look awful that it's on the outside. No one's going to know. But I'm just trying to line it up and get it in, because the joins are it's slightly out of alignment where I stuck the plastic on. But mistakes happen, and on all of my miniatures, all of them have mistakes, because sometimes you just don't understand the instructions, or sometimes you just literally don't notice something, and then it ends up being the wrong way around, but it doesn't matter. What I've noticed about this kit, and this is what I saw on other people's reviews as well, the wooden frame is so delicate, and I had this trouble as well when I was making these pieces. I kept breaking them, and they're so delicate when you're trying to push them out of the wooden thing. There's like a board, and you push them out, and even if you're using one of these to push them out, they still end up breaking. It's very fragile. So I have had to stick multiple pieces of wood back together again. But just in terms of putting the actual frame together itself, it's very hard to get them to go into the slots. Let me bring it closer so you can see, like joins. But if you push them, the wood is so fragile, it just feels like it's going to break. So I had an idea. What I'm going to do is, I've got some leftover plants from another kit, and I thought I could make some sort of trellis looking thing, so it kind of hides that the joints are not like completely pushed into each other, and it just covers it up. Might make it look a bit more realistic. But I mean, I could force it, but then I feel like the wood would snap, so I'd rather just have a gap and then cover up the gap. I always quite enjoy sticking on like the final little sign on the front of the miniature kits, because they all have these like little mini signs to name them at the front. But yeah, I just basically was doing the final touches, and I did some customization bits and bobs. You'll see when I do my tour of all my kits, I usually customize quite a lot by adding extra flowers and extra plants and things like that. But I didn't really do that to this one, because I didn't really want to go overboard with it. I think it looks fine how it is. I just literally covered up the gap, that's all. Okay, so everything is just about put together. What I've done, I'm not going to pick it up too much because everything is still wet and the plant keeps falling off. I don't know if you noticed it in the time lapse, but it just keeps falling off because I keep picking it up and then it drops. What I did to cover the gap with the joints where you could see like a gap between, I just added some extra plants that I had as leftover, and then I just added a little bit of moss down here as well. I'll show you proper close-ups, but I've got one thing left to do, and it's everybody's least favourite thing, the wiring. It's the next day and we've been fiddling about with the wiring, but we can't get the lights to work. As you can see, there's meant to be 3 lights, but for some reason we've fiddled about, we've changed wires over and everything, and it's just not working. I'll show you the underneath, but basically it's got a little switch box, which they all have this, like most of the miniature kits. I'll just show you another one, for example. This is the underneath. This is the, I'll just try and get it on camera. This is the Magic Shack one. And underneath it's got like the same switch box, and that's how you switch it on and off, obviously. So as you can see, it's on. But this particular brand, it doesn't switch on from this box. It switches on from a sensor. So I'm wondering if it's the sensor is not working. I did glue it, like I know 100% it is glued in the right place because it's against the wood, and I even looked up the back to see, and it is against the wood. But we've like switched wires over, we've changed batteries, everything, and it doesn't seem to be working. So I'm thinking it might be a dud sensor. So I don't think this one is going to have lights, but it does have a music box, so at least we still have something. And obviously it looks pretty as well, but I'll just show you some final clips, like close-ups of it, of what it looks like and everything.